Yo, I'm Mnemonic, and your creativity, it's like a superpower. Welcome to another video in a series of tutorials brought to you by BandLab. In this one, we're making beats. Let's go. In all honesty, there are so many ways to make beats. It's difficult for me as a music maker and a creator to say, this is how to make beats. When I make a beat, I start fresh, I start new, and I look for something that inspires me, something that charges my curiosity, and I start asking questions like, yo, what could I do with this? How could I flip it? This might work. You know that feeling when you hear a sound and something clicks, and then it just opens up and you start to get in a creative flow? That's what I'm talking about. Whether you like to start with drums or whether you like to start with melodies, you can go ahead and debate in the comments. In this video, I want to show you places in BandLab and features that are built into BandLab that I think will charge that creativity and get that inspiration going so you can start making some beats. The first stop on this BandLab beat making adventure is the drum machine. It's only available in the BandLab web version. Simply put, it's a sequencer, and you are able to choose what sounds happen at certain points on a grid. It's actually really simple. The drum and percussion sounds are lined up from top to bottom, and then left to right, you simply select where that sound is gonna trigger. Starting with drums will give you something you can nod your head to, a rhythm. You can start to feel it, and that's important. With the drum machine, it's really easy because you know that whatever circle you click on for that specific sound, it's gonna be lined up on the grid, things are gonna be tight, and it's gonna work for you as far as getting something going. Whether it's simple or you start to add more complex syncopated sounds within the drum machine, you can then start to build and stack sounds on top of it. And that's the workflow that I wanna get into later in this video when I make an entire beat using the BandLab app. Are you starting to feel it? All right, next up is the loop browser, also available in the BandLab web version. I started making beats with samples, lifting samples from vinyl records that I got from thrift stores and random friends in my grandma's old stash of records. Now, all the sounds in BandLab are royalty free. Recently, in the BandLab web version, the loop browser has been overhauled. You can now search, you can filter by genre and instrument to find the sound that really gets things going for you when you're starting your creative process. Also, they're constantly adding new sounds, so it's nearly an endless supply of inspiration for when you start cooking up some beats. Now, regarding the creative process or the workflow that I was discussing earlier, I think if you're just starting out making beats, it's good to start working vertically and then horizontally. Whatever it is, start adding more sounds to it and new tracks, and you'll have options to work from, because then you can start to work horizontally. And what I mean by that is more from an arranging perspective. You can start to see structure in the beat: verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, intro, outro. Why would you put the intro in the middle? I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. You start vertically, start with that sound, build things downward, and then expand and start to arrange the structure of the song. Speaking of which, I think I'm just gonna chill out and make a beat using the looper in the BandLab web app, which is the last place of inspiration in this video, but for me, it was the first place of inspiration when I started using BandLab. It's time to suit up. You know what? I should probably flip my hat around. Yeah. All right. Now we're cooking with bacon grease. Yes, I love bacon. I started in the looper and just began to browse some sounds and look for inspiration. That was interesting, to say the least. Nope.
Shake that body, shake that body, shake that body, shake that body, shake, yo, 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 yo.
I wasn't feeling that either. A little scratch and vinyl. What? Okay, a little backstory. I got into making beats because I was scratching records. Anyway. Okay. Yes, I have found the vibe. Add in some drums for effect. Start messing with it. As you can tell, I'm feeling it at this point, so it's time to record. So I made a 4-bar loop. Gonna go back into the looper and then turn off those sounds. Now back in the mix editor, just gotta adjust that audio region so it's only 4 bars. Then turn on cycle so I can start to add other sounds and build the track vertically. I'm digging it. Back to the catalog of looper packs for some drums. Shout out to Bless and Bless. Now here, I'm changing the tempo and the key for the new looper pack. Little kick. Some hi-hat rolls. And a snare. Yeah, let's record that. Switch up. So I got my 4 bars. And you can see I'm missing the drums. Just got to hit undo, and there are the drums, because when it's on cycle mode, it's as if it re-records over it every time it cycles through. Now it's time to add some bass. Searching for the 808. Regular 808 bass? Nah, 808 saturated bass. Put my basic music theory knowledge to the test. And also remember that the pack is in C sharp minor. Here we go. All right, I can roll with that. Adjust that so it's 4 bars. I want a little more beef from this 808. Using an EQ to boost the low end. There it is. Now it's time to build the track horizontally. Just going into the settings and making sure that snap to grid is on. So when I tap on an audio region, hit loop, and then 16, they loop evenly onto the grid. Now I'm going to tap on audio regions in the MIDI region and slice them so I can start taking things out and adding some dimension and movement to it. Oh, 808's a little too hot. There we go. Now I'm going to duplicate the melody and create a different version of it for the verse. Let's cycle this and mess with some of the effects to get a different tone. After checking out the presets, I realized I had to get customized with this sound. And I wasn't sure where I was wanting to go with it, but I knew I wanted a more subdued and underwater sound. So the first thing I did was get some type of modulation. And I messed with this chorus until I actually heard it. It wasn't strong enough, so I cranked everything basically all the way just to get the effect I wanted. After that was sounding alright, I decided to use an EQ to filter out the sound even more and make it darker, a little bit more moodier. And then after that, I wanted it a little bit more crunchy, so I took some distortion and beefed it up just a little bit. right on. The sound design for the verse is complete. Just got to copy the main melody sound to the second chorus, add a little bit more structure. And then during those transitions, when it goes from verse to chorus, I like to take out some sounds, like the drums. And let's run that back. Yeah. As I play the beat, the 808 was a little bit loud, so I turned that down. Then I love taking the beat away and then bringing it back in on the snare. It's just a nice feeling. So I had to make 2 slices here and then cut or delete that part. I also decided just to take out these last 3 notes of the bass before the next chorus drops. And that's it. I kept it simple, but that is a great place not only to start, but I find myself going back to simplicity constantly. Simply finding a sound, something, like I said before, that charges that creative energy that you have, that spark, and you just start to run with it. Regardless, I hope this video helped you. I hope you're making some beats. Start to have confidence in what you're doing if you're struggling with it. Just keep making music. There's a reason why I say make more music. If you just keep pushing through, great things will start to happen. You'll start to learn things. The technicalities will become less of a thing, and the fun and the enjoyment and your expression will start to get more powerful. It's like a superpower. Regardless, there's some more BandLab videos you can check out and one that the YouTube algorithm thinks that you'll like. Thanks for being here. Make more music. Peace.
I stay ready to rock. I stay ready to chill. I keep doing my thing. Rock steady, I will.